And we welcome you inside the Neuqua Valley Aquatic Center here for today's JV and Fresh Off DVC conference meet in the pool for the boys. Dominic Leoconti alongside my partner Jack Ashby. It's been a while since we've covered some swim here together, but we are back. And nonetheless for the JV and Fresh Off DVC meet. Partner, how are we doing?
Dom, I'm doing great tonight. And again, it's been a while, as you mentioned, since we've been here at the Aquatic Center for Neuqua, but great to be back and providing you some coverage here.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Neuqua Media on YouTube, neuquatv.org as well. We appreciate you catching up with us as we start here the Fresh Off 200-yard medley relay. Waubonsie in lane number 1. Naperville Central occupies lane number 2. Naperville North goes in lane number 3. Neuqua Valley, the home squad, this is their turf. Lane number 4, Waubonsie Valley in lane number 5 and lane number 6. And we'll round it out with Naperville Central in lane number 7. So how this will work is we will go back and forth between Fresh Soft and JV. So we'll start with the Fresh Soft for the 200-yard medley, and then we'll go to the JV level for their 200-yard medley, and then we'll move on to the next event. Just one heat here for the Fresh Soft level. And we're just about underway here.
Now, Neuqua Valley here in lane 4 with the lowest seed time here of 1:46.20. Got to watch out for them.
And we are off. Race number 1 of the boys JV swim and dive meet here from Neuqua Valley is underway. And Neuqua Valley looks like they have a lead right now in lane number 4, Austin Olson, as we start with the backstroke.
Austin Olson with great underwaters there on the turn as he is gaining more leverage here. And here his partner will go into the water.
We'll move on to the breaststroke. Neuqua Valley still with that slight lead over lanes 5 and 6. Both Waubonsie Valley Warriors right now.
The Redhawks in lane 2 seem to have a close lead here, but as soon as that second lap there came around for them, seemed to lag back here a little bit in the pack.
Three-way race right now between lanes 4, 5, and 6. The Wildcats and the Warriors. Here we go. This is where Neuqua Valley's really starting to step on the gas pedal, Jack. Ian Almba taking a lead as the Wildcats take over now over the Warriors. Still with a nice lead, Almba over Waubonsie Valley's Peter Bartson. And here comes the freestyle, the last 50. Still in the lead is the Wildcats. Connor Nelson makes the turn first. He'll still fight for first with the Warriors. Neuqua Valley, here comes Nelson. Event number 1 for the Fresh Soft level goes to the Wildcats.
Neuqua Valley did a great job of remaining consistent throughout the whole event here. Waubonsie Valley did have a close second place lead, but just could not hold on with outstanding performances from the Wildcats. Austin Olson, Noah Garrison, Ian Alumba, and Connor Nelson will take it here for the Wildcats.
So there will be no DVC record here. The DVC record on this level stood at 137.87. That was set earlier in February of last year by Naperville Central. But the Wildcats take event number 1 on the Frosh level with a time of 1:43 on the dot.
Neuqua Valley out here early, putting some points on the board for their home team here. Waubonsie Valley finished in a close place behind Neuqua, but just could not seem to keep up with the rapid and fast-paced team here.
So event number 2, the 200-yard medley on the JV level now. There will be 2 heats of this. as they will announce the winners of the past event. I believe they're going to do awards here. They did get it all fixed up as Neuqua Valley ultimately wins this event over both Waubonsie Valley's A and B relay squads. And again, they take it with a time of 1:43 right on the dot.
That is 3 seconds faster than their seed time here, as Neuqua Valley has been exceeding expectations here so far. Let's see if their JV team is able to do the same, as Neuqua Valley occupies lanes 4 and 6 for the next event.
Next event is event number 2, boys 200 medley relay, junior varsity.
Now here comes the JV level, and obviously there will be a lot of restrictions, just making sure everyone's socially distant, cleaning off the blocks. But we're ready to go. Heat number 1 of 2 on the JV level, the 200-yard medley relay. Naperville Central will start it off in lane number 3, followed by Neuqua Valley in lane number 4. DeKalb in lane number 5. First time, I believe, we'll see them today. And then Neuqua Valley once again in lane number 6.
Be Neuqua's lane 4 squad here with Roof Dunn and Austin Pham. Definitely some of the better swimmers here for the JV unit for Neuqua, as their seed time is 2:15:21. Let's see if they're able to overcome that here tonight. Again, the 200-yard medley relay.
What stands out to me here is there are 3 freshmen in lane number 6 for the Wildcats of the 4 that are going to be competing in the relay. So young squad, young talent. Let's see if the Wildcats and their youth can take advantage. Right now it's lane number 3, the Redhawks, and Nick Simon off to an early lead with the backstroke. He makes a turn first over his counterparts. Now about half with his last 25. Again, this is the 200-yard medley relay on the JV level, and it's Naperville Central now with a lead to start off. They've got an interesting, they've got the purple caps going there, Jackie. You would assume they would be red.
I mean, hey, purple works, I guess, for a DVC tournament.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, red and blue make purple, right?
Hey, there you go.
Well, the Redhawks still in the lead here in lane number 3 now. Josh Frey, the freshman, second swimmer in the pool for the Redhawks, still with a comfortable lead over Austin Pham from Neuqua Valley in lane number 4. And here comes the next Central swimmer, Jacob Wick, the junior with the butterfly now, and starting to expand it a little bit here.
For sure. Definitely one of the better performances here so far for the Redhawks, is he's been doing a great job, Jacob Wick, of just having a consistent pace as well as very powerful strokes to propel him through the water.
Well, take a look to the right of your screen. Neuqua Valley still battling it out with DeKalb. DeKalb takes a lead over them for second now, Jack.
Yeah, clearly struggling with energy there at the end, as Neuqua Valley did lose a lot of it, as DeKalb takes a soaring leap here for second place.
Luciano Proserpi to finish it out for the Redhawks, DeKalb right on his tail, though. He gained a lot of ground, but time was just not on his side. The Redhawks take first. They were in lane 3. DeKalb will take place number 2, and the Wildcats will claim spots 3 and 4.
Yeah, Neuqua Valley did definitely not want the start that they had here, but nonetheless, it's a very early match here for the JV, so a lot left to pan out.
Well, that first place finish, a time of 2:04:30. Again, that was Naperville Central. And don't get confused with the Purple Caps. They still are the Redhawks out there in the pool tonight. But again, you're catching the Fresh Soft and JV Boys DVC meet right here from the pool inside of Neuqua Valley High School. And it's live here on YouTube on Neuqua Media and NeuquaTV.org as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. Dominic Liacani alongside Jack Ashby. Happy to bring you coverage of this exciting meet. Let's move into heat number 2 on the JV level. And Jack, who we got?
All right, so in lane 2, the Redhawks. Lane 3, Neuqua Valley, along with Neuqua Valley in lane 4. The Huskies occupy lane 6 of Naperville North, along with the Mustangs in lane 6. And Neuqua Valley will have lane 7. So Neuqua, 3 lanes here in the Medley second heat.
Well, looking at this, the DVC meet record still, 1:38:07. None of the seat times we see here really show that we could be expecting a record. But the Wildcats now, 3 chances, excuse me. They've got 3 sets of relayers in the pool. And heat number 2, again, still the JV level here. They are off. They start with the backstroke. Really nice underwaters there in lane number 4 for the Wildcats. Anthony Chen starting it off right for Neuqua Valley.
Chen has great underwaters that just launched him forward into great position. And his counterpart on lane 2 for Neuqua Valley trying to get things done as well, but struggling for a second place finish here.
Chen is followed by Mattia Valley. Now here comes the Butterfly, and quickly catching up are the Redhawks in lane number 2. That's Max Dunn, a senior, into the water. And you can tell his specialty looks to be the breaststroke. He really gained ground on Aiden O'Malley. And the Redhawks now with the Wildcats, they're neck and neck. And it looked like off the jump off the block there, Jack, that the Redhawks may have taken a slight lead now.
Well, for sure, Max Dunn, definitely one of the better swimmers here in the DVC overall. And his counterpart, Henry Paul, in the first round, did a great job, but Max Dunn did a better job, and he's now getting great position for Horn to take the lead here over Neuqua.
Here we go. Neuqua Valley and Naperville Central battling it out here in heat number 2. The last 25 coming up with the Redhawks and the Wildcats making transitions almost at the exact same time. Wow, what a transition there in lane number 4. Brian Wilk trying to come back for the Wildcats. He'll fight it out with Ronan Barrett, and he will take it.
An absolute performance there by Neuqua Valley. Central has been doing a great job here so far tonight, but Neuqua Valley, let it alone, came back for a first-place finish. Central following for second, but nonetheless, Neuqua Valley, a great comeback here in heat number 2 of the 200-yard medley.
It's about 1.3 seconds separating places 1 and 2. The Wildcats, though, able to come back and take this thanks to Nick Barreto and Brian Wilk on the back end of the relay. So that is the first time on the JV level that we see the Wildcats win an event. 1:48:68 is the winning time And here come the awards.
Neuqua Valley, 18.
So another win for the Wildcats, this time on the JV level. The freshmen and sophomores got it done to start the first race of the evening, and now here come the Wildcats once again. They get it done on the JV level, so back-to-back victories to start the night. That's definitely how you want to start it, especially as a program. That definitely gets your confidence up.
For sure, Neuqua Valley has a great history of winning here with the boys and girls program. So not a surprise here as Neuqua Valley does a great job of leading on here early on.
So they'll still hand out the awards here, and they'll take the picture on the block. The winners will. Again, that's lane number 4 in heat number 2. Anthony Chen, Aiden O'Malley, Nick Barretto, and Brian Wilk. Nice job, boys. They'll pose up high as they take place number 1. And event number 1 overall between the two levels competing has officially concluded. We'll move on to the 200-yard freestyle, and we'll start with the freshman and sophomore level and a variety of different schools as well in this one.
For sure, as we have plenty of schools here in lineup, as Neuqua Valley does maintain 3 lanes here, same as last heat of the 200-yard medley, but nonetheless we have Aaron Hunter for Central, Joshua Morris for Waubonsie Valley, Alex Parkinson for Neuqua, Sam Lohan for Waubonsie, Jonathan Ministo in lane 5 for Neuqua, lane 6 Ryan Emmons as well for Neuqua, Asher Reddington from Matia Valley in lane 7, and Joaquin Georgian in lane 8 for Naperville Central.
Like you said, the Wildcats will take up 3 lanes. Here we go. 200-yard freestyle is underway. On the Frosh level. Looks to be pretty close so far. The pack's pretty tight. But making the transition first looks to be lane number 4. And Sam Lohman from Waubonsie Valley, the freshman.
Sam Lohan doing a great job here for the Wildcats early on. It was a very competitive race from every school here, though, is very tightly contested.
Right behind him is lane number 5, Jonathan Ministo, the Wildcat. Really nice transition there from Lohman. He starts to ever so slightly grow that lead. Makes a transition once again on the near side block. Near side wall.
Sam Lohman just soars across the water with such elegance, not using too much of his energy, it appears here, but nonetheless maintaining a lead here for Waubonsie Valley, as they need to get some points as well here early on if they want to maintain a tightly contested matchup here.
Well, it looks like a flying V right now, if you want my honest opinion, because Lohman is ahead and the 2 Wildcats behind him. Almost at identical positions in the water right now. That's Parkinson and Ministo in lanes 3 and 5. But right now it is all Sam Lohman from WVHS. And the Warrior will finish first. Looks to be lane number 3, and Alex Parkinson from Neuqua Valley to take the second place spot. And Jonathan Ministo grabs 3rd.
Sam Lohman did have the highest seed time coming into here, along with Jonathan Ministo. So Waubonsie Valley will get their first place finish here in the 3rd event.
Ooh, look at that. That was pretty close to the DVC record. 147.38 is the record. That was set in early 2016. Just about 2 seconds behind it was Lohman. He was flying through the water there. And as the race went on and on, the lead kept growing and growing even larger for him. I think that all really happened just from the transitions, Jack. He did such a nice job of being consistent throughout the race, getting good pushes off the wall, and that will get him place number 1.
And yeah, as you talked about, Dom, just smooth transitions here from Lohman throughout, and just very nice to see with beautiful, like as you said, push-offs as well as strokes, just very timed perfectly, and that's what resulted here in a win.
So there is only one heat of the 200-yard free on the Frosh Soft level. And there's also one heat on the JV level as well. And that heat only has 4 swimmers total in the water to come up next.
Parkinson, second place, Neuqua Valley, and our heat winner, Sam Lohman from Wabanzi Valley, first place. Congratulations, gentlemen.
They'll pose up high once again. That race was clearly all Sam Lohman. The Warrior was dominant.
For sure, as Wabanzi Valley will get their first place finish here of the night. Only event 3 as we have the 200-yard freestyle, and as you mentioned earlier, only 4 swimmers in that one.
And just to note, Lohman is only a freshman, so might do some damage later on as he moves deeper into his high school career. Let's take a look now. The first and only heat on the JV level for the 200-yard free. McDade for Neuqua Valley in lane number 3, followed by another Wildcat, Andrew Schmidt, in lane number 4. Lucas De La Cruz in lane number 5, the Red Hawk from Naperville Central, and another Wildcat, Aruv Dand, in lane number 6. So only 4 competitors in just one heat of the 200-yard free. Kind of surprising, and especially since 3 of the 4 are Wildcats.
For sure, expect Neuqua Valley to hope to place here in the top 1 or 2 spots here. Looking for more first place finishes.
Here they are. Last heat overall of the 200 free. Right now, the Wildcats in lanes 3 and 4, McDade and Schmidt fighting for first. Schmidt looks like he made the transition first, but McDade able to keep right up with him. But slowly Schmidt starts to work the lead and makes the transition on the near wall. Starting to expand over McDade now, and the Red Hawk in 3rd place, De La Cruz, lane number 5, the sophomore, but right now it's all freshman Andrew Schmidt from Neuqua Valley in lane number 4. Still has a nice lead in. He's still working it as it is growing and growing.
Definitely McDade and his counterpart Andrew Schmidt doing a great job of maintaining first and second place finishes here for the Wildcats as they don't appear to be slowing down. Andrew Schmidt with a great lead here so far.
Schmidt making the turn before anyone else, leaving all the other competitors off the screen. He's really pushing it now. He's stepping on that gas pedal even more. Here we go. One more set of 50 for him. Starting to get more violent with those strokes, trying to set a PR for himself maybe tonight, Jack.
For sure. Definitely you can see his strokes becoming more powerful. Let's see if that deplenishes his energy here later on in the meet.
Ooh, look at that. Behind De La Cruz trying to catch up to McDade. They're fighting it for second now. But first place, it was all Andrew Schmidt, no doubt about it, especially early in this one. And the Red Hawks take second. De La Cruz comes back and catches up and passes McDade in lane number 3. So McDade, the junior, will take third. Right behind them is the sophomore, Aruv Dand, to round the cast out. Sub 2 minutes. Impressive there from Schmidt, the only one in the pool to do it. 1:59.32.
And as you said, yeah, definitely a sub 2 minute there. Got to be proud of yourself there for being able to accomplish that. And that'll go to Andrew Schmidt, who had an excellent race here.
1/10 of a second faster than his seed time. He was seeded at 1:59.42. This time he swims a 1:59.32. So he remains consistent there. But now we should be getting to the awards here as well.
Okay, as you exit the pool, please report
Perfect timing.
following lanes as your name is called. Finish for the 200 freestyle junior varsity. In 4th place, from Neuqua Valley, Aruv Dunn. Please report to starting block number 4, Aruv. In 3rd place, from Neuqua Valley, Mikhail McDade. In 2nd place, from Naperville Central High School, Lucas De La Cruz. And our winner from Neuqua Valley High School, Andrew Schmidt, 200 freestyle junior varsity. Nice job.
Andrew Schmidt will take the victory here for the Wildcats. An excellent race from him tonight.
Congratulations to him
Your respective locker room,
as he takes
event number 5,
spot number 1 for the 200-yard freestyle. On the JV level, now we move into the 200-yard IM. And again, we start with the Frost Soft level. Jack Ellick from Naperville North in lane number 3. Jordan Lantisser in lane number 4. Parker Fultz in lane number 5. And Nicholas Window from DeKalb in lane number 6. And we see no Wildcats to start this one, but right away it is lane number 4 and Jordan Lancaster, the Warrior, with a nice lead. And in the IM here, we are going to see all 4 strokes. They started off with the butterfly, and here they move into the backstroke. It will go butterfly, backstroke. After this next 50, they will go into the breaststroke and then finish it off with the freestyle. And Jordan Lancaster with a solid lead.
Jack Ellick with great backstroke as well. Seemed to almost take a little bit position over Lantisser, but he's clearly just gaining more and more for Wabanzi as he continues to pile on this lead.
Lantisser now moves into the breaststroke. About halfway done with his first 25, leaving all of his other counterparts in the pool off screen. Now here comes Parker Fultz in lane number 5, as well as North's Ellick in lane 3. DeKalb's Window is behind in 4th. Out of the 4 competitors racing. Lantisser, it doesn't look too much like the breaststroke is his strong suit, but he's still able to continue to expand a lead that he has had all event long. And here he comes, the last 50, the freestyle, making the transition on the far wall before anyone else. Jordan Lantisser out of Waubonsie Valley High School, the Warrior, to start off the Frosh level with a win.
Parker Fultz overtook Jack Ellick earlier, and he'll get a second-place finish. Jack Ellick could not get a second-place finish, just wasted too much of his energy there, and it'll show as he ends up in 3rd place.
I think it looked like he may have fell behind during the breaststroke.
Yeah, I believe so.
Ellick to take 3rd. Parker Fultz in lane number 5 will take 2nd. And Jordan Lantisser swims a sub 2:20 with a time of 2:19.89. And we will have awards after this as well.
Again, not sure what's going on here, as they may seem to be doing awards, but not sure at the moment. Oh, there's 2 heats, though, so they will continue with the second heat, it looks like.
Oh, excuse me, there. It looks like there are. Oh, yes, there are 2 heats, excuse me. Heat number 2, excuse me, now of the fresh soft level. We do not have awards just yet. We will do it right after this. Naperville North in lane number 1. Neuqua Valley in lane 2. Waubonsie occupies lanes 3 and 4, followed by another Wildcat in lane 5. Another Warrior in lane 6, and 2 Redhawks in lane 7 and 8. And right now, it looks to be lane number 4. Ryan Lee in the lead. They will move into the backstroke now. Pretty consistent race so far. The 3 Wildcats we see in this one, and Olsen, Chen, and excuse me, that is another Warrior in lane number 3, all trailing behind Ryan Lee from Waubonsie Valley. Still in lane number 4. Nice lead he has. And right behind him is lane number 5's Anthony Chen from Neuqua Valley. But here comes Austin Olsen in lane number 2. They are battling it out for second right now. 3-way race for spot number 2. But Ryan Lee will grow that lead even more as we get into the depths of this one. Moving into the final 50 of the freestyle. Ryan Lee going to try to floor that gas pedal. Let's see if he can keep that lead. Right behind him, though, are 2 Wildcats and a Warrior. Ryan Lee, here he comes, with the black cap marked with green accents. It is Ryan Lee the Waubonsie Valley Warrior to take heat number 2. And if he can top the previous best time in heat number 1, he will walk away with the event's victory.
Had a great consistent race here. Ryan Lee in lane 4 for Waubonsie Valley, only a sophomore as well, so it's great to see some of the younger swimmers here get recognized.
Wow, look at the time difference between lanes 3 and 5 and places 2 and 3. That was Malavati Mohaba from Waubonsie Valley just edging out Neuqua's Anthony Chen. So the Warriors will actually go 1 and 2 in this one.
Yeah, they went 1 and 2 here in the second heat of the IM. And they've had a couple of first place finishes here tonight. So Waubonsie Valley definitely making their presence known here tonight in their rivals pool here early on.
Well, Neuqua Valley's had a couple of event wins, but Waubonsie now takes this one. This is Waubonsie's second win on the Frosh Soft level after Sam Lohman took first place in the 200-yard freestyle. Now we see the 200-yard IM also go to the Warriors, so they're starting to build up some momentum on that Fresh Soft level. And now we will have the awards. We apologize for the confusion earlier. So the podium poses, and Ryan Lee takes home first place on the Fresh Soft level. Let's move into the one and only heat on the JV level of the 200-yard IM.
We have Austin Pham, Yo Nal Sarasingi for the Wildcats, lanes 2 and 3, as well with Max Dunn in lane 4 for Naperville Central, lane 5 with Owen Matthews from Neuqua, and lane 6, Luke Arazo for Naperville Central to round it out.
So we see 3 Wildcats and 2 Redhawks. One of the Redhawks wearing the red, typical Redhawk red cap. The other one wearing the purple. Still a little confused on that choice, but might just be a program thing. But it is the Redhawk in the red cap right now, and Mr. Max Dunn with a very solid lead, and Luke Arazo right behind him in lane number 6. So the Redhawks holding spots 1 and 2 right now as they move into the backstroke.
And again, a great race here tonight from Central as well. They maintain a great pace here early on. Max Dunn had another elite performance here early on in the meet here as he took first place in his own heat, and he looks to do the same here as well with the 200-yard IM.
Slows down just a little bit from the breaststroke is what we're seeing right now, but I mean, clearly, he's even ahead of his Central counterpart. Right behind Arazo for third right now is Owen Matthews of the Wildcats. Starting to catch up from that breaststroke, but the only swimmer you'll see on your screen right now is Max Dunn. The Naperville Central Red Hawk makes his transition. Final 50 coming up for him. And it's all freestyle the rest of the way. Halfway through his first 25 right now. Still a huge lead for him, leaving his competitors in the dust. And as cliche as that sounds, that is legitimately what he is doing right now. He is already past his opponents coming back the other way. And Max Dunn, a stellar performance for the Red Hawk, easily taking first place. Right behind him is Luke Arazo. He'll take second. The Red Hawks go 1 and 2 over the Wildcats. Neuqua Valley goes 3, 4, and 5. And that's huge for Naperville Central.
Well, for sure, Dom. Central so far doing a great job early on. As I mentioned earlier, senior from Central, Max Dunn, getting it done here for Naperville Central.
I like your pun there, partner.
I mean, there you have Alex Dunn and Aiden Dunn for Neuqua, so it's kind of fun.
That honestly is just the best way to put it. He got the job done. He got in the pool, and I guess a saying, I mean, if you want to call it, you know, every guy has a job in the pool, and he did his job there, and it's just to grind away at those points and chip away, and he put up significant points there. Him and Arazo in places number 1 and 2. That is going to help the Red Hawks significantly.
Well, Dom, if you can agree with me here tonight, I think Neuqua Valley, Waubonsie Valley, and Naperville Central early candidates here for the DVC title tonight for the JV level.
They're the only ones that we've really seen take the top spots in the events tonight, so I really couldn't agree with you more there, partner. This is going to be a three-way race between Neuqua, Waubonsie, and Central.
And that's the way it should be for the rest of the meet if it continues to be like this.
Well, Dunn's seed time was a 2:27.58. He will break that seed time, I believe. Oh, and he drops his ribbon.
Almost seen a couple of slips here as well.
Well, I mean, definitely when you get out of the water, your hands are going to be slippery, right? So it's not the easiest thing to hold on to those things. And with the material, I mean, I've had a few ribbons that are from that material. It's not the easiest to hold on to sometimes. Let's move into the short sprints here, the 50-yard freestyle. We're going to have a lot of these. 3 heats, not 1, not 2, but 3 on the Frosh Soft level. And we're just about underway in heat number 1. Drew Kerr from Naperville North, Overstreet in lane number 2 from Waubonsie, Fernandez in lane number 3 from DeKalb, Renato in lane number 4 for DeKalb, Beer from Mattia, Miller from DeKalb. So we have 3 barbs racing in this one, and Henry Rao from Waubonsie. It's going to be close here between lanes 2 and 4, coming down to the wire between Waubonsie and DeKalb. It looked to be Waubonsie's Peter Overstreet to take first. And he does. 27:48 is the winning time. Just over the second place finisher, 27:90. Zach Renato from DeKalb, the freshman. So the sophomore Peter Overstreet outlasts Zachary Renato, the freshman from DeKalb.
Correct me if I'm wrong here, Dom, but I feel like DeKalb's made their first appearance here tonight. Not sure If they haven't,
They've been in a few other
they've been
events.
in a few other, but yeah, not too much of appearance here from the Cal, but nonetheless, do a great job as Hammerberg.
Yeah, he'll be the only barb you see in heat number 2. Arazo from Central in lanes 1 and 2. Jason Zhu from Naperville North in lane number 3. Mark Kambianen from Wabanzi Valley in lane number 4. Hammerberg, we were just talking about him in lane number 5. The Barb. Danny Hall, the Husky in lane number 6. Matthew Henkel from Mattia Valley, the Mustang in lane number 7. And to round it out as Central's Ronan Barrett. We've seen him earlier tonight as well.
Only a freshman for Central. Ronan Barrett has done a great job here of contributing some points here for Central earlier on in the meet. But we should be getting underway here in a little bit. But don't forget, we have Varsity DVC tomorrow live streaming at 10 a.m. sharp. So be sure to get on time, 10 a.m., Dom.
Yeah, and we'll have that coverage as well right here on Neuqua Media on YouTube, neuquatv.org as well. Jack and I will guide you through that one as well.
Boys 50-yard freestyle, cross-soft level.
Heat number 2 of 3, though, on the Frost-Soft level. A good variety of DVC schools represented in the pool right now. And they are off. This short sprint is underway. Pretty even so far. The pack staying tight. Looks to be lane number 1 just with a slight lead. Nick Simon. Now it's going to be lane number 3 and lanes number 3 and 4 between Zhu and Kabinian battling it out. This one's going to be tight. Ooh, they look like they touched at almost the same time, Jack. Wow!
Definitely a close one
there. Are you
there.
kidding me?
Sheesh.
1/100th of a second separating places number 1 and 2. That is by far the closest we have ever seen on any of our broadcasts this year. My goodness.
Maybe under 500ths of a second, but never, or even rarely, 100th. So that's a very rare sight to see here in the Neuqua Valley swimming pool. It's definitely very tightly and competitive race here for 50 free.
The sophomore from Naperville North just edges out the sophomore from Wabanzi Valley. Jason Zhu over Mark Kabinian. 2470 to 2471. And that is as close as it gets, my friend.
It's just unreal to see that level of competitiveness here. As lane 3 for Jason Zhu will take the just slight edge over Mark Kabinian from Wabanzi Valley, who's been doing a great job here.
Well, that was fun. Let's move into the third and final heat now on the Frost-Soft level. Wabanzi Valley in lane number 1, followed by 2 Wildcats in lanes 2 and 3, Nelson and Wilk. Zach Kabinian once again in lane number 4.
I believe his brother or maybe twin.
Yeah, they look to be related. So, brother Keith in the pool. Mattia, 2 Huskies and a Wildcat to round it out. And this one's also pretty close as well. It looks to be lane 5. Jack Poskus from Mattia Valley with that slight lead. That could be another close one. Look out for lanes 1 and 5. Obviously not as close as the previous heat, but still just about 1/10 of a second separating places 1 and 2. Once again, it is going to be Jack Poskus from Mattia Valley to take first, but Cameron Consulo, the freshman from Dub V, right behind him in second.
And all places finishing with just in 2 seconds here. One of the more competitive races we've seen here probably throughout our broadcasting history. All finishing within 2 seconds. That's definitely a rare sight.
Well, usually this is one of the events you always circle when you get the heat sheet, because you always like to see it's short, it's quick, it's just basically a battle of will. Who wants it more? Who's got the most stamina? And who can really get down and back the quickest? And it doesn't surprise me to see these kinds of close times. But going back to the previous heat, like, the competitors just were on each other's heels the entire time. It was like anything you could do, I can do better. And I mean, when you get 100th of a second separating the two, like, that is just straight will right there. Like, throw all strategy out for this one. Obviously, you might want to have certain, like, methods to keep your stamina and your heart rate going and your breath, and making sure that you're staying into it. But I mean, when it comes to these kinds of just short, quick races, it is, all about who wants it more.
For sure. Just well stated there. Is definitely one of the most exciting races to watch here. Definitely fast-paced as well. It couldn't have been said better there. Just comes from, as you were talking about, wanting it more, putting your body all into it.
Looks like Jack Hoskis takes the overall win there with his first place finish in heat number 3. Well, here we go now on the JV side of things. We've got 3 more heats for the 50-yard free. Alex Kai, the Wildcat, will start it off in lane number 3. Maximus O'Malley in lane number 4, the Red Hawk. And George Michael, another Wildcat, in lane number 5. They are off. Kai looked like he took a short stumble off the block, but he's getting right back up and at it and catching up.
Oh, wow.
Real quick.
Yeah, I talked about just the underwaters. I've been talking about the whole season, how that's very important. And while Alex Kai didn't get the best jump off the board there, he used his underwaters to try and come back here as well, with great strokes as well.
Maximus O'Malley will take this one within an arm's reach and a couple more. George Michael in lane number 5, the freshman Wildcat, in place number 2. Alex Kai will round it out for the pack. Just over a sub-30 there for O'Malley there. Just missing it by a second and 37 hundredths of a second.
And everyone did beat their seed time there, so great race all around from each and every competitor here. As we move on to the second heat for the 53, just here shortly.
Here is heat number 2, again the 50-yard freestyle.
This is heat 2 of the boys 50-yard freestyle, junior varsity level.
Luciano Serpi in lane number 2 for the Red Hawks. Matt Wincup, first time we've seen him tonight. The Husky in lane number 3. Caleb Piper, the junior from DeKalb, in lane number 4. Zach Stevenson, the sophomore from Neuqua, in lane number 5. Blaine Rizvanovich in lane number 6. Another Wildcat, and Christian Barrios, a freshman, to round it out. He is another Wildcat, so lanes 5, 6, and 7 all occupied by Neuqua Valley. Here comes the last 25 already. And it should be lane number 4 right now. Caleb Piper with the lead. just over the Wildcat in lane 5. Piper takes first place, followed by lane number 5, Zach Stevenson. 26:72, your winning time in this heat.
Piper does a great job here for DeKalb. They've gotten another first place finish here tonight, so it'll be the second first place finish for DeKalb here. But Neuqua Valley, Waubonsie, as well as Naperville Central, still early candidates here tonight for first place. Dom, it's been a very competitive matchup here so far.
Yeah, especially in these last few heats, Jack. And when you watch the 50 free, it's always exciting because you're always on the edge of your seat. It can go any way, really, from lanes 1 through 8 when we have a full 8 lanes. It's just one of the most exciting events of the night to watch.
Well, for sure, when you're up on the booth, from our perspective, it could go any way, to be honest. And it's definitely a little bit hard to tell, but nonetheless, very competitive energy here throughout tonight as sophomore, freshman, and JV levels have done a great job of providing some energy for their teams.
All right, the 6th and final heat of the 50 free overall tonight. And this is the 3rd heat of 3 on the JV level. Anthony in lane number 1, the Mustang, followed by another Mustang, Parker Montemayor in lane number 2. Luke Droyer in lane number 3, the Wildcat. Tyson Berg, lane number 4, a Husky. And lane number 5, we have Dawson Strang from Naperville Central. Michael Londato, the freshman from NV. Jack Cook, the senior from Naperville North in lane 7. Aiden O'Malley rounds it out, the sophomore from Neuqua Valley. And look at lane number 4 right now. Aggressive strokes out of the water. Tyson Berg, the junior from North, gives the Huskies their first win of the day.
Tyson Berg, an electric performance. And his sister Cameron Berg, who is a great swimmer as well for Naperville North from girls swim and dive.
Yeah. Swimming must run in the family then.
For sure does.
And it definitely showed there, as he will take first place overall in the 50-yard freestyle event on the JV level. Congrats to him. And after these cool-down laps, we will have the awards. Once again, after each event on both levels, the judges and the scores will be looked at, counted, and we will have the results. And it's always great to celebrate these athletes, even here on the DVC level. And unfortunately, there does not look like, or there's not going to be a state series on the varsity level. It's still great to still have this kind of competitive sort of event and competition here to celebrate the athletes and really for this season to mean something to them, especially when you're going up against some of your most fearsome rivals throughout the division.
For sure. It's just definitely great to see some competitiveness, no matter whether it's fresh, soft, or JV. And something very interesting seen early on here tonight, or something that I saw in particular, is that even if you have a freshman or a sophomore race before you and you're on varsity, it's just such a great opportunity to help support your peers and fellow athletes before you, and just great energy to have everyone around, even with COVID precautions. It's just great to have everyone here tonight. Some great matchups.
I think that's where that leadership comes in, too, for the upperclassmen. Definitely trying to be role models and set examples for the freshmen and sophomores who maybe it's only their first or second year in the program. The seniors who have been swimming with Neuqua Valley since they were a freshman. It's always good for them to kind of share their knowledge and spread their wisdom to the underclassmen. But Tyson Berg from heat number 3 with the W for Naperville North, their first event win of the day. He had a good lead throughout the entirety of the meet. And that will do it for the first part of the JV and Fresh Soft Boys Swim and Dive DVC meet here from Neuqua Valley High School on Neuqua Media. We'll take about a 15-minute break, so don't go anywhere. We will be back next with the 100-yard butterfly, and we'll start it off on the Frosh Soft level. So don't go anywhere, folks. Stay tuned.
and welcome back here inside Neuqua Valley's pool for the second half of our meet here. And we are off with 3 swimmers here in the first heat.
This is the 100-yard butterfly on the fresh soft level to start it out. First of 2 heats. 1 Wildcat, 2 Red Hawks in the pool. And a Red Hawk in the lead right now. Patrick Stern, the freshman, 3 freshmen actually right now, swimming.
Anish Base, the usual suspect for the JV team here for Neuqua Valley, but just lagging behind here in second place here to Panasumi for Naperville Central.
The first place finish, Patrick Stern, the Red Hawk. Right behind him is his counterpart, Andav Panasumi. The only one to swim a sub-minute is Patrick Stern. However, he takes first place. Central takes the top 2 spots. Neuqua Valley falls to third. And that'll do it for the first heat of 2. We do have 2 heats of the 100-yard butterfly on the frosh soft level.
The time here to beat is 59.74, and that is set by Patrick Stern, indeed, for Naperville Central, as we get forward to the second heat here, the 100-yard butterfly.
And here are our competitors. Jude Caruso from Waubonsie Valley to start it off. In lane number 1, Braden Olson, the Mustang from Metia. In lane number 2, Connor Conley. Also a Mustang in lane number 3, Ian Alba. We've seen him before in the relay. He will be in lane number 4 for the Wildcats. Our Maravati Mohabia in lane number 5. The Warrior, another Warrior, Peter Bartson in lane number 6. And Jason Zoo to round it out. The Naperville North Husky in lane number 7. Again, this is the 100-yard butterfly on the fresh soft level. And they are off. Quick work here from the Wildcat you see closest to your screen. Makes the turn first. That's Ian Alba with a quick lead in lane number 4. Holding off lane number 6 is Peter Bartson from Waubonsie Valley. Still Ian Alba. He gets out of the water quick, Jack.
For sure, definitely wanting to utilize his style. Sometimes you may not want to get underwater and just rise out quickly, as it definitely differs from each and every swimmer.
Ian Alba with a dominant lead right now, coming up to the block. And he will finish first, the Wildcat. That time to beat was 59.74. Does he have it? Absolutely, he does. 54.84. He will take first place on the freshman and sophomore level for the 100-yard butterfly. What a performance from the sophomore.
And he will, again, get it here tonight, as he will win the 100-yard butterfly across the first and second heat here, beating the previous time of 59.74 in the first heat, set by Patrick Stern here. And Neuqua Valley secures a first-place finish.
That they do, and now we'll turn it back over downstairs to the awards, which will be handed out on the freshman and sophomore level.
And as you talked about here, we have the 100-yard butterfly JV this time. but the awards will definitely come up first here as we get set to hand Ian Alumba his first place finish.
Okay, ready for awards for our soft level, the 100-yard butterfly. In 6th place from Naperville Central High School, Patrick Stern. We have a tie for 4th place with Matea Valley and Matea Valley High School again for Connor Conley and Brandon Olson. Tie for 4th place. In 3rd place from Waubonsee Valley High School, Peter Bartson. In 2nd place. Okay, continuing along. So Peter's in 3rd place, Peter Bartson from Waubonsee Valley. In 2nd place, Amarabadi Balaba from Waubonsee Valley High School in 2nd place. And our 1st place finisher, boys 100-yard butterfly for our soft level, Ian Alumba from Neuqua Valley High School. Congratulations, gentlemen.
So I think one thing we didn't catch, Jack, is there was actually a tie for 4th place between Connor Conley and Braden Olson. 2 Mustangs. They must have tied on the final heat with the exact same time. But we move on. The 100-yard butterfly. Now on the JV level, there is just one heat of this. Christian Barrio starts it off. The Wildcat in lane number 2. Christian Horn from Naperville Central in lane number 3. Parker Monomer in lane number 4. The Mustang, Christopher Zhao in lane number 5. The Husky, Ryan Mulligan, lane number 6, the freshman from Neuqua Valley. And Ronan Barrett, also a freshman from Central this time. Right now it looks to be a good fight between lanes number 4 and 5. That is Matea Valley's Parker Monomore and Christopher Zhao from Naperville North. He is a senior and he is leading the pack right now.
Doing a great job here so far early on for Naperville North. That'll be Christopher Zhao. The senior, as you said, Dom, definitely has some leadership going into this one.
Again, there is just one heat of the 100-yard butterfly on the JV level. It's still a dogfight right now for first between Monomore and Zhao. Gonna be close. Monomore might just have the edge. Who knows? Oh, they finished very close. Monomore looked like he came back in lane number 4 and took it. Did he? And we'll check after the competitors finish. Oh, he did. He got him by about half a second. Parker Monomore from Matea Valley High School, the Mustang, able to pull it off, and he will take spot number 1 on the podium with a time of 1 minute and 44 milliseconds.
Almost a sub-minute there, but just a little bit off. Nonetheless, it'll be Monomer securing the victory here for Matea Valley. They've been a little bit quieter here tonight, but wanting to make their presence known later on in the events here.
Again, thank you so much for tuning in here to Neuqua Media on YouTube, neuquatv.org as well. This is Dominic Leacani alongside Jack Ashby. Happy to bring you coverage of both the Frost Soft and the JV Boys DVC meet right here from the Aquatic Center in Neuqua Valley High School, Naperville, Illinois, in the US of A.
All right, top 6 finishers.
Here are the awards.
In 6th place from Neuqua Valley High School, Christian Barrios. In 5th place from Neuqua Valley High School, Ryan Mulligan. In 4th place from Naperville Central High School, Ronan Barrett. In 3rd place from Naperville Central High School, Christian Horn. In 2nd place from Naperville North High School, Christopher Zhao. And our winner of the boys 100-yard butterfly junior varsity level, in 1st place, Parker Montsmayer from the Tay Valley High School. Nice job, gentlemen.
So the men on the podium pose. And Parker Montemayor from Mattia Valley will take first.
And up next, we have the 100-yard freestyle. 4 heats in this one. So be prepared to sit back and relax as we have Nathaniel Bear from Mattia Valley in lane 3, Aiden Rosau in lane 4 for Wabanzi Valley, and Luciano Prosperi in lane 5. That'll be Naperville Central.
So grab some snacks, grab some popcorn, because there is going to be a lot of heats of the 100-yard freestyle today. Luciano Proserpi, fighting it out with Aiden Rosso from Wabanzi Valley. 2 freshmen going at it. They make the turn at almost the same time. Warrior is starting to pull ahead here. Aiden Rosera. And he makes the transition. First last 25 coming up for him.
Prosperi just trying to keep up there with Wabanzi Valley, but just doesn't have enough. And Rosau should take this one if he holds on to the lead, and he will.
Rosau will take the win. He got him by about a body's length with a time of 35:30. Excuse me, with a time of 1:06:42. He will take the W for the Warriors. And Dub V has a dub in that heat.
And they will indeed, Don. Definitely a great performance here from Wabanzi Valley on both sophomore and JV levels. Doing a phenomenal job here so far.
Heat number 2 of 4, still on the fresh soft level. 2 barbs in lanes number 1 and 2. Gennardo and Fernandez. Peter Overstreet, who we saw earlier, win an event in lane number 3 for Wabanzi Valley. Noah Arazo in lane number 4 for Central. Matthew Henkley in lane number 5 for the Mustangs. Henry Paul. First time I believe we have seen him tonight. Lane number 6, the Red Hawk. Another Red Hawk in lane 7. Josh Frey and TJ Miller from DeKalb. Also a new face in the pool. This is heat number 2 of 4. There will only be 2 heats of the 100-yard freestyle on the JV level, but we have 4 here on the Frosh level.
Be ready for Naperville Central to make a great appearance here, as they've been lights out so far tonight.
And that is Naperville Central, lane 4. Noah Arazo just having a slight lead, fighting with lane number 6 right now. Henry Paul, also a Red Hawk. Henry Paul now maybe just having a slight edge, just an arm's reach over his Red Hawk counterpart. Now it's lane 5, look out for in second place. That is Matthew Henkel from MV. The Mustang starting to take a hold of second. Now he looks like he might have that reach for first. All 3 of them in lanes 4, 5, and 6 take the turn at about the same time. It's going to be a battle to the end. Here comes lane 4, though. Arazo with the lead, really turning on the Jets, and he is able to edge out his friend in lane 6 as well as the Mustang in lane 5. The Red Hawk gives Central a heat win there, and he will swim a sub-minute. But look at the time separating second and third places, just 0.06 of a second between lane number 5's Matthew Henkel and lane number 6's Henry Paul. Henry Paul, though, the freshman from Naperville Central High School, will take second. So the Red Hawks go 1 and 2. And those are some pretty big points for them on the frost-off level.
Indeed, there's multiple sub-minutes here tonight for the 100-yard. Got to be proud to get that sub-minute mark, especially if you're a freshman or sophomore. It means there's a lot more room for improvement as well. So definitely a lot of great competitive swimmers here tonight across the DVC.
The 100-yard freestyle. And this is heat 3 of 4 still for frost soft. Henry LaPerna from Naperville Central, followed by Alan Urbana-Vickets in lane number 2. Another Red Hawk. So Red Hawks occupying lanes 1 through 3.
Heat 3.
Joaquin Georgiarian in lane number 3. Ben Hammonberg in lane 4 from DeKalb. We've seen him. Zach Gable from Naperville Central. Mitch Hacker from Naperville North. Those are lanes 5 and 6. Jack Ellick, we've seen him as well earlier from Naperville North. And Brian Schlesinger in lane number 8. Lane number 5 right now, Zach Gable from Naperville Central. One of just 2 sophomores in the pool right now. The rest are freshmen. He has a lead, but trailing close behind is lane number 3 and Joaquin Georgiarian. Last 25, Georgiarian and lane number 1, Henry LaPerna.
LaPerna turning it on here.
This. LaPerna now might have a chance for first here. Going to be close between the 3 of them.
Oh, awfully close.
Oh, wow. Looked like they almost touched at the same time. And look at that, a 1/10 of a second separating first and second places. LaPerna comes back and takes it over Zach Gable. So Red Hawks go 1 and 2 again. But look at that, lane number 3 as well. Joaquin Georgiarian with a time of 55:21. I mean, you talk about the difference between first and second. Look at the difference between second and third. That's 0.03 of a second. My goodness, that's the second closest we will see today. It obviously will not be closer than the 1/100th of a second we saw earlier, but that is still extremely tight.
Of course, when you have the best swimmers of the DVC, it's very competitive every time they match up. In Naperville Central trying to pull away here in terms of the freshman sophomore races, now gaining multiple wins here at the halfway mark, or after the halfway mark Their clear candidate for the winner here. As we now round out to our fourth and final heat here for the 100-yard freestyle freshman and sophomore. But JV will be up in just a bit.
Naperville North in lane number 1, 2 Wildcats in lanes 2 and 3. A Warrior in lane 4. Metea Valley in lane 5. Another Warrior in lane 6. A Wildcat, Ryan Emmons, in lane 7. We actually had his sister up in the booth with us a few weeks ago. And Jordan Lantisser, we saw earlier, in lane number 8 for the Warriors. Pretty tight pack here on the, especially more on the far side and the higher number lanes. Looks like taking the turn first is lane number 6, and Sean Ball, the freshman from Waubonsie Valley, having just a lead over lanes 5 and 7. It's Ryan Emmons and Jack Poskos. We saw him earlier. First time I believe we will see Emmons tonight. He's in second right now. But it will be the Warrior Ball in lane number 6 to take the victory over Emmons, the Wildcat. What a race from Ball. Almost swimming a sub 50, just about a second off from that mark. Ryan Emmons about a second behind him for second for the Wildcats.
It looked like Cabinian had an early first place lead there, but just lost it after the first lap, and it will result in a 5th place finish. Not what Waubonsie Valley Warriors need right now up against a very competitive Naperville Central team. And we get set to take the awards here for fresh and soft 100-yard freestyle.
Well, it should be in the final heat, Sean Ball in first. Ryan Emmons will take home second. But these cool down laps obviously essential for these swimmers and athletes. Don't want to overwork the body, want to let it gradually cool down, get the heart rate. You don't want the heart rate jumping from very high to very low in short periods of time. Obviously you want to take the time to stretch out your body, relax. You just sprinted there in the water. And now I believe with all the cool downs complete, we see a high five in the pool, and we will also get you the awards.
For the 100-yard freestyle, frost off level in 6th place from Neuqua Valley High School, Brian Wilkes. In 5th place from Waubonsie Valley High School, Keith Cabinian. In 4th place from Metea Valley High School, Jack Hoxus. In 3rd place from Neuqua Valley High School, Jonathan Anisto. In 2nd place from Neuqua Valley High School, Ryan Emmons. And our winner of the boys 100-yard freestyle first off level from Waubonsie Valley High School, Sean Ball. Great swimming, gentlemen, great swimming.
So the Warrior will take first in this event on the frost soft side of things. Now we move over to the JV level. There is only 2 heats compared to the 4 we saw on the fresh soft level, but now with the 100-yard freestyle on the JV side of things, just 2. George Michael in lane number 2 for the Wildcats. Jaden Coles for Neuqua Valley as well. Matthew Scholes for Naperville Central in lane number 4. Zach Franzen, the junior out of Neuqua Valley, in the water in lane 5. Russell Howard, the freshman, in lane number 6. And Alex Kai in lane number 7. And it is a close one right now between lanes 4 and 5. Oh, look at that mishap. That was
Oh, yeah.
Matthew Scholes who hit the side of the lane.
Pretty costly there.
That definitely cost him his positioning. He was very even with Zach Franzen, and he just hit the side. He hit the right part of the lane. He just did it again there on the transition, it looked like.
Yeah, for sure. It looks like a tough start off the flip there. And the transition, as you mentioned there, Dom, for Matthew Scholes as he falls to fourth place. And it looks like he'll stay there for the rest of the race here if he can't pull a comeback here.
Looks like he's still in second, however, coming back, and it's going to be Franzen for the Wildcats to finish first. But those costly lane mishaps where he was colliding with the markers on the side, that's going to put Matthew Scholes from Naperville Central in fourth.
Almost a sub-minute there. Just 3 seconds off.
The junior Wildcat, Zach Franzen, will take the W with a time of 1:03.41, and he'll finish in first. Let's move now to heat number 2. Jacob Wick in lane number 1 for the Redhawks. Mikhail McDade for the Wildcats in lane number 2, followed by Nick Barreto in lane number 3. He is also a Wildcat. Another Redhawk, Dawson Strang in lane 4. Anthony Finch in lane number 5 from Mattia Valley. Gavin Bickner, the first time we've seen him tonight, in lane number 6. I believe a previous winner from tonight, Caleb Piper in lane number 7. The only barb in this one, and Blaine Risvanovich in lane number 8 for the Wildcats.
And Neuqua Valley will maintain 3 lanes here, wanting to get as many points on the board as they can to establish a lead here against Central.
3 Wildcats in the pool for this one. There's been a lot of Wildcats, and we've also seen a lot of Redhawks. Not a lot of barbs. Right now it is lane 4, and Central's Dawson Strang with an early lead. He'll take the transition first. Again, those purple caps, I keep mentioning them. Now, I'm a little confused. I don't know if that's the color of their swim program. We've seen a few Redhawks with some red caps and white lettering accents, but other than that, I legitimately cannot tell you the reason for the purple caps. Maybe the red is just distracting in the pool. I'm not sure. You could say the same for the gold that the Wildcats wear, but still boggles my mind a little bit, Jack.
Well, yeah, it definitely doesn't match the color scheme of red and white, but makes them stand out for sure as they will take a first place finish.
Yeah, they do. That is Dawson Strang. And first, I believe Nick Barreto in lane number 3 was right behind him. So the junior from Central tops the junior from Neuqua Valley. 52.91 the winning time there. Barreto swims a 54.88. And lane number 7, Caleb Piper finishes in 7th, exactly a minute. Don't really see too much of that. Just thought I'd mention that because it's millisecond timing to touch that block right at a minute on the clock. So interesting there.
Well, for sure, is Naperville Central's done an outstanding job both on JV and Fresh Soft here tonight. Expect to see great placement from them if they continue this activity since the beginning of the meet here.
Well, the Redhawks have started to surge, especially in the more recent events that we've seen, Jack, and they're starting to make this a competitive one. They may have, if they haven't already, taken the lead. just from the fact that they have another winner in an event on the JV side of things. So let's get the awards to you now for the JV 100-yard freestyle.
Sixth place from Naperville Central High School, Jacob Wick. In fifth place from Neuqua Valley High School, Mikhail McDade. In fourth place from Mattea Valley High School, Gavin Bittner. In third place from Mattea Valley High School, Anthony Finch. In second place from Neuqua Valley High School, Nick Barretto. And our winner of the boys 100-yard freestyle junior varsity level, in first place from Naperville Central High School, Dawson Strang. Nice swimming, gentlemen.
Strang, definitely one of the taller boys on that podium, and it makes sense. That reach definitely helps. But Naperville Central, once again, with an event win. And now we move into what we like to call the big one, the 500-yard freestyle. Just one heat on each level. We'll start it off with Frost Soft. And I still don't understand how these guys can swim 5 football fields. But Luke Arauzo, we've seen him multiple times in lane number 1 tonight for the Red Hawks. You'll see Lucas De La Cruz, the sophomore from Central as well, in lane number 2. Rafael Joseph Reinen, the freshman from Waubonsie Valley, in lane number 3. Alex Parkinson in lane 4 for the Wildcats, as well as Andrew Schmidt in lane 5. Asher Reddington from Mattea Valley. First time we've seen him in the pool tonight, as well as Aaron Hunter in lane 6 and 7. Hunter is a Red Hawk. And early, it looks like Parkinson has a lead just over Reinen from Dub V. But it's still very early, and this race can really change throughout the course of around 4 minutes and 40 seconds to 5 minutes long. These races, especially the 500, it can drag out pretty long, especially for a race, but it's always exciting and interesting to see these guys go to such a distance. I mean, you're talking 5 football fields here, Jack.
Well, for sure. It's definitely all about pacing and timing for these boys here tonight. And no matter who first place is now, it's not going to matter in terms of who ends up finishing first in the next several laps here. So always wanting to make sure your strokes are on par with your timing, and every stroke counts here and is necessary to a first place or even top 4 finish here.
Still Parkinson with a nice lead over Reinen from Waubonsie Valley, but this is just 10 straight down and backs, 20 total lengths of the pool to be swum. Swam? I'd say swam there. Excuse me. Need to get my past tense corrector, or future tense, I guess you should say. But nevertheless, Parkinson, I mean, this is just an example of how the race can change throughout the course of it. He is ever growing that lead, and who knows how big it can get if he, and as we hope, is able to continue growing. I'm very interested to see how big it gets and how many guys he is able to lap, if any at all.
Now Parkinson for Neuqua Valley. His sister swims at the collegiate level. She was here last year, but then graduated here from Neuqua Valley. So it definitely does run in the family here for the Parkinsons. As Alex Parkinson doing a great job here so far of maintaining his here above the rest.
That's one thing you'll usually see siblings. If one sibling swims, another usually will, Jack. That's how it is, because swim is just something that it runs through a family. Once one sibling starts, another will as well, and that's just how they get into it. And that's why you have all of these key families in the DVC. I mean, you're seeing a set of brothers here tonight between the Cabinians, and you also see some siblings that you've seen in years past now in the pool. So it's fun, and it's fun and unique, definitely, because swim just has that effect on families.
Well, for sure, and my twin sister plays volleyball, so I mean, here in
you
Neuqua
play volleyball too, yeah. So
I mean, it's just fun to see which siblings definitely do play, and it's fun to see the legacy live on, especially for younger siblings here in Neuqua Valley.
And that's how it is for me. I'm a baseball player. My sister's a softball player. She plays basketball. I definitely don't have the skill to play basketball, but yeah, it just shows family ties for sure. And yeah, Parkinson already lapping. It looks to be the two Redhawks in lanes 1 and 2. As those are Luca Razzo and Lucas De La Cruz.
And yet again, don't forget tomorrow we have the varsity meet at 10 a.m. featuring Connor Boyle, Grant Bochensky, and Lucas Conrads. Some of the best swimmers here in the DVC and state as well. So it's definitely a privilege to watch these guys at the varsity level. Again, that's 10 a.m. tomorrow at Neuqua Media for YouTube and NeuquaTV.org. Right. Parkinson finishes up his last lap here.
Well, that horn you heard a few seconds ago means it's the final 50. And Alex Parkinson, on the back end of his last 25, will finish first, way ahead of the pack behind him. I'm interested to see what this time is after the other competitors finish here. Just a dominant race in general for the Wildcat. That's a big win for them. They make a statement with the 500 free. And again, big ups and respect to all of these swimmers swimming the 500 free, because we know how much of a challenge it is. That is Renan, to finish third for the Warriors, but it cannot be easy to swim for that long of a time and that long of a distance.
Well, for sure. I mean, I can barely get 2 laps across the swimming pool myself, so it's definitely a challenge when it came to sophomore swim for me, but definitely got to give credit where credit is due, and Alex Parkinson does indeed take the win here for the Wildcats, and they will need that if they want to be competitive with Naperville Central, who's seeming to climb away here.
A sub 5 minutes for Mr. Parkinson. 4:54.84 for a first place finish. Behind him and second is lane number 5, Andrew Schmidt. The two freshmen taking spots 1 and 2 on the podium for the Wildcats. And right behind was Waubonsie Valley's Rafael Joseph Reinen. He had a seat time of 5:30.43, but he definitely beat that by about 12 seconds there. So overall, good performances, good improvements throughout the season. You can definitely see it throughout this DVC meet, as it is perhaps the conclusion of all of the teams in the DuPage Valley Conference's years. And now we'll throw it down for awards. It looks like the final cool-down laps are concluding. And here are the awards on the Frost-Soft level for the 500-yard freestyle.
Time for awards for boys 500-yard freestyle, Frost-Soft level. In 6th place from Naperville Central High School, Aaron Hunter. Make sure you go to your block and stand on your block proudly. In 5th place from Naperville Central High School, Lucas De La Cruz. In 4th place from Naperville Central, Luke Arazo. In 3rd place from Waubonsie Valley High School, Rafael Joseph Reinen. In second place from Neuqua Valley High School, Andrew Schmidt. And the winner of boys 500 yard freestyle frost off today, in first place, Alex Parkinson from Neuqua Valley High School. Congratulations, gentlemen.
So congratulations to Alex Parkinson, the Wildcat, and the freshman to take first place on the frost soft side of things. We'll move over now to JV. We've got their 500 yard freestyle coming up for you. Only 4 competitors in this one. Adav Panasami in lane number 3 to start. Freshman from Naperville Central, Michael Landado in lane number 4, the freshman from Neuqua Valley. Christian Horn, the junior out of Naperville Central, in lane number 5. And lane number 6, Zach Stevenson, another Wildcat. And the time to look out for here, the seed time that is best from this group, Michael Landado in lane number 4. So look out for him as he starts to reach in, fight for the first place spot early, but it is still very early. They've got another 20 lengths, another 19 lengths of the pool to go, so never know what you get early, with Christian Horn having that slight lead over Landado. And Landado makes the transition just after Horn.
And he will definitely a tightly contested race here early on, but as you mentioned earlier, Dom, it all comes down to where you finish at the last final minutes here. So being able to maintain your pace as well as stroke is very important here when it comes to maintaining a high position.
And again, these guys are probably just conserving their energy right now, trying to stay as consistent as possible. Looks like Landado's just going to keep up with him, and then he wants to try and save that stamina, so then when it comes down to the final few laps, he wants to turn on the jets and then really kick it into high gear. But right now, the junior from Naperville Central, Christian Horn, this is lane number 5. He's starting to get more and more of a lead over Landado. It keeps getting bigger and bigger with every stroke he takes. So Landado, although he had that better seed time, right now Christian Horn, a pretty big lead over him. And his transition off the wall, it just looks so smooth how these guys do it, Jack. I don't know, the somersault, the flip that they do underwater, it just saves a lot of time, and I've never been able to do a flip in my life, so it just makes it that much more fun to watch these guys.
Well, for sure, at any level, especially middle school, sometimes you'll see them do flips. But Don, when I tend to do it, I just tend to get water in my nose and in my ears, so it doesn't really go well for me 50% of the time, but yeah, definitely not a consistent swimmer, so yeah.
Still all Christian Horn. Very big lead. Might even get to Zach Stevenson here shortly. Junior, definitely the oldest one in this event on the JV level. The DVC record was set in 2019, 4:54.23. That time was. About halfway through now here. Still Central's Horn. He's really starting to get to Stevenson. He might lap him. Here we go. They're going to make the transition almost at the same time. If you're Stevenson, obviously you can't let that get in your head. Horn just clearly dominating the field right now. You can only see him and the man he passed. But other than that, second and third place, there they are. They're actually fighting for it pretty good. Unless one of them lapped the other, I could not tell you.
Now Landado appeared to be in second place here with or excuse me, a first place tie here with Lindado, but Michael Lindado used some of his energy there and just started to pull away, and it's showing to be very consistent for him, not letting up at all, as he will transition here to his 16th lap.
Yeah, they are tied for second right. They're going to fight for second right now. Lindado and Central's Hanusami. Two freshmen in lanes 3 and 4. They've been back and forth throughout the past 5 to 6 laps. They stay consistent with the strokes, almost swimming in unison there, but Lindado's still just behind his Central counterpart. Here we go, lap number 18 for a horn. You'll hear the horn go off for Christian Horn as he starts lap 19. There it is. Final 50 to go. And the second and last 500 free race tonight. Still Christian Horn with a huge lead. You see the red card there on the marker. That means it is time for the last lap. Really pushing it here. Here is Christian Horn. An easy first place finish for him. We'll get the times to you after our final competitors finish, and it looks like Hanusami of Central as well was able to grab a lead over the Wildcat in lane number 4, Lindado, and he will take second. So Central goes 1 and 2 in the JV 500. That is huge points for them.
Well, for sure, as Central just clearly making a statement here tonight, and should be the clear winners here, if not a very close match here between Central and Neuqua Valley. But nonetheless, very competitive race here tonight, Dom, as it's been very tightly contested, but we see Naperville Central start to pull away just a little bit.
Zach Stevenson, his last 25. He will conclude, and that will conclude the 500 free. 5:30.69 is our winning time. Finishing almost, if not a full minute before Michael Lindado in lane number 3 for the Wildcats. So after these cool down laps, we'll get you the award presentations. Christian Horn is the outright winner on the JV level tonight for the 500 free, and with a time of 5:30.69, he will take home the first place ribbon. So that is definitely a good way to end the night for him, assuming that he does not have any more events. But we have seen it, Jack. There have been guys that we've seen in past meets swim 700, 800, almost 900 yards total in a meet. So the amount of stamina and shape that these guys have to be in for these kinds of events it's huge.
Well, for sure, Dom, and it just goes to show you how great of an athlete you have to be, how well in shape you have to be in order to succeed at the highest levels, especially for a program like Neuqua Valley that's been so successful over the past 20 years or so. It just goes to show you how high standards Neuqua Valley has, or even any school in the DVC, with multiple championships for Neuqua Valley over, again, the past 20 years of their program's existence.
4-4-7. And now time for awards.
Here are the awards.
For the boys 500 yard freestyle, junior varsity. Here we go. Okay, in fourth place, from Neuqua Valley High School, Zach Stevenson. In third place, from Neuqua Valley High School, Michael Landado. In second place, from Naperville Central High School, Ada Punansani. Sorry about that one, Ada. And first place, our winner for the boys 500 freestyle junior varsity level, from Naperville Central High School, Christian Horn.
So that'll do it for the 500-yard freestyle. We move in now to the 200-yard freestyle, so significantly shorter in distance, but still quite a ways to swim. However, there will just be one heat for the frosh level. And here are our athletes in the pool.
All right, so as Dom talked about, the 200-yard freestyle relay, the first and only heat of freshman and sophomore for boys. All right, so we have Naperville Central in lane 2, Naperville North lane 3, Neuqua Valley lane 4, Waubonsie in lane 5, Waubonsie again in lane 6, and the Red Hawks rounding out the heat for lane 7 here.
So this is the relay. So just 50 yards for each competitor in the pool. Joaquin Jarian will start it off for the Red Hawks. Tyler Resnick in lane number 3 starts it for the Huskies. Connor Nelson gets it going for the Wildcats. Waubonsie will send Sean Ball, who won an event earlier tonight, out on the blocks first. Another set of Warriors led by Amaravani Valhava, the freshman. And in lane number 7, finally, Parker Fultz, the freshman, leads it off for the Red Hawks. Here we go. It's packed pretty tight so far between lanes 2 through 5. They make aggressive turns there, Jack.
For sure, definitely more aggressive strokes here as well from everyone here tonight. It's not the 50-yard freestyle, but they are doing 50 here as it results in 200.
It is Central right now, or excuse me, Waubonsie in lane number 5. Mark Abinian, after Sean Ball got out of the water, Abinian took over. Now they make that transition first once again. Peter Bartson still has a lead for the Warriors. Here come the Wildcats, though. Ian Amba really making a statement. He's pushing the Warrior. He might
Watch
overtake
Central
him.
in lane 1, though. They seem to be crawling back, but just too late there.
Wow, look at those transitions almost at the exact same time. This is the war of 204 right here. The Warriors and the Wildcats. It's going to be a push to the finish. My goodness, this looks to be close. Transition at almost the same time. That's the Wildcats. Ryan Emmons staying underwater for longer. He looks like he's slipping just a little bit to Joshua Morris. Oh, Wabanzi, they are hype right now. They might have just stolen one there from Neuqua. Ian Amba, the third swimmer, really helped the Wildcats to get back into it, but it just looked like Ryan Emmons wasn't able to get the job done, but still a phenomenal performance on both ends. Just 21 hundredths of a second separating those two relay squads. But in the end, it's the Warriors to take the first place spot.
Again, you talked about the war of 204 going on there, Dom. And definitely an exciting match that we had there.
So the cool down laps will obviously commence. Again, we want to do this just to make sure that the athletes aren't jumping heart rates so frequently. Just want to make sure everyone's cooled down, stretched out, gets a feel for it. I believe now the awards will be given to you here now.
In fifth place, Naperville Central B team. You guys can come over to the table and receive your ribbons. Fifth place, Naperville Central B team. Top three will be on the starting blocks. Top three teams will be on the starting block. In fourth place, Naperville North A team. Come on over here, Naperville North. In third place, Wabanzi Valley B team. Wabanzi Valley B team on the blocks for third place. In second place, Naperville Central A team. And the winners of the boys 200-yard freestyle cross-soft relay, Neuqua Valley High School A team.
Flexing a little bit there. Let's be Central.
Oh
Showing
yeah,
the guns
show off the guns, the muscles.
There you go.
Have some fun with it.
I mean, heck, they have a great lead right now, and you see the coach as well.
Yeah, he's getting into it.
So, love the atmosphere here so far.
Show off the guns, fellas. So now we'll get into the JV 200-yard freestyle relay. There will be two heats of this. For the JV squads. And for the first heat, it's going to be two Neuqua Valley squads and a Naperville Central squad in there. So two Neuqua Valley quartets followed by a quartet of Red Hawks. And you see that on your screen. Lanes 3 and 4 are occupied by Neuqua Valley. Naperville Central takes lane number 5. And there are 2 heats of this for JV.
Event number 18, boys 200 yard freestyle relay, junior varsity, heat 1 of 2.
Well, this is the boys Frosh Soft and JV DVC boys swim and dive meet live right here on Neuqua Media on YouTube, neuquatv.org. And we appreciate you tuning in to this exciting matchup between all 6 DVC teams. Central, it looks like, with a lead in lane 5 right now. They transition between swimmers first. Oh, look out here. Coming back now is Mikhail McDade for the Wildcats, making a transition almost at the same time as Matthew Scholes for the Red Hawks.
Just a reminder, the third swimmer.
McDade now. He's able to give the Wildcats a small lead. Oh, that is costly. Entering the water, Aruv Dunn was slow to get out and start his out-of-water strokes, and that gave Luciano Perry a lot of time, and he is able to create a lead out of it. And the Red Hawks able to cash in on the Wildcat miscue.
Well, for sure there. Couldn't have sent it better there, Dom.
Look at this now. Wow. Look at Anish Basty flying through the water. And now this is Maximus O'Malley, the freshman, trying to catch up. He will do no such thing. Basty gives the Wildcats a big win there.
A great race from the anchor, Anish Basty, the freshman there. Well, McDade had a great job as well from the second part of it, but Aruv Dan with slow underwaters, no problem though for Anish Basty, as he said, you know what, I got it, team, and takes it there for a Neuqua Valley win, much necessary for their team here tonight.
Well, Anish Basty able to help the Wildcats to a 1:51.49 time, and that also results in a first place finish. But there is still another heat ahead of us on the JV side of things. Heat number 2. It says it was set to start at 7:42 p.m. It's 7:16 p.m. We are much ahead of schedule, which is always a great thing. And here is heat number 2, the second and final one for junior varsity. DeKalb in lane number 2, followed by Neuqua Valley in lanes 3 and 4. Naperville North, the Huskies in lane number 5. Matia Valley in lane number 6. And the Red Hawks of Naperville Central will occupy lane number 7. And one school we're missing out on here is Waubonsie Valley, Jack.
Well, yeah, Waubonsie Valley definitely needs some points here if they want to be able to compete in the top 3 spot. But Neuqua Valley and Naperville Central are just still battling it out here. It's been a close race all night long here for first place. Just not a very clear victor here so far. And Neuqua Valley will occupy 2 lanes here, so let's see if they're able to overtake Naperville Central for some points here.
Here is heat number 2 underway, and 5 of the 6 DVC schools represented here in the pool for this race. Lane number 4, however, is leading the pack right now, and that is Neuqua Valley. Jonathan Ministo. Now here comes lane number 3, also Wildcats in that one. Aiden O'Malley and Jonathan Ministo were very consistent, and they helped both Wildcat squads to a basic tie, basically just a tie at first place there. Now that, look at this, they make a transition almost at the same time. That's lane number 4 now, Alex Parkinson. Looked like he just got around quicker than Noah Garrison. So Parkinson will pass it over to Nick Barretto. Owen Matthews now in the pool for the Wildcats. Look out, though, for lanes 6 and 7. The Mustangs and the Redhawks. Braden Olson and Dawson Strang trying to get some ground, and they will. They will take over spots 2 and 3. Nick Barretto keeping the Wildcats in first, however, and now here comes the anchor, Brian Dillon, the freshman, trying to hold on to a lead here as the Mustangs and Redhawks in hot pursuit of him. Brian Dillon still with a nice lead. Now, oh my, look at this. Lane number 5 might have a shot at second. That's the Huskies, and that was Matt Wincup, the senior, coming out of nowhere. That's going to be close. It looked like, however, lane 4, yep, the Wildcats will take first with a time of 1:38.97. They swim a sub 1:40. Yeah, oh, look at that, Jack. Lane number 5.
Oh, wow.
That was the Huskies, and Matt Wincup, the senior, really turned on the Jets at the end. They're able to just edge out the Redhawks in lane 7 for second. 0.06 of a second. Wow.
Definitely one of the more competitive races we've seen here tonight, Dom, as Neuqua Valley does a great job, and they hold on to a first-place finish, trying to overtake Central here for a DVC title.
In 6th place was Mikhail, 18.
Well, now we have the awards on the pool deck, so we'll get those to you.
In 5th place was Neuqua Valley B team. And in 4th place, Mateo Valley A team. Mateo Valley, come on over to the table. You can pick up your 4th place ribbons. And now the top 3 finishes for boys 200-yard freestyle relay junior varsity level. In 3rd place, Naperville Central. In 2nd place, Naperville North. And the winning relay team, Neuqua Valley High School 18. Congratulations, gentlemen.
So the quartet of Ministo, Parkinson, Barretto, and Dillon end up coming out on top in the DVC for the JV level for the 200-yard freestyle relay. So congratulations to them. We got a bunch of teams posing for pictures there. And I believe we might be taking a short break here before our next event, which is set to be the 100-yard backstroke. And there's going to be 2 heats
There's now a 10-minute break.
on the frost soft level.
And the pool is open.
So we're going to take a break, about a 10-minute break. And we're back with the 100-yard backstroke for both levels. So stay tuned here on Neuqua Media. Don't go anywhere. And we welcome you back inside the Aquatic Center of Neuqua Valley High School. I am Dominic Leacounty alongside my partner Jack Ashby. Glad you're back with us here on Neuqua Media on YouTube, NeuquaTV.org as well. Frosh Soft and JV Boys Swim and Dive DVC meet here. And we are coming back to you with the 100-yard backstroke on the Frosh Soft level. That was a loud noise there. There it is. That might have just been a that might have just been a malfunction with the horn.
Must have been there.
But here is heat number 1 and 2 for Fresh Soft. Nicholas Window from DeKalb in lane number 1. Henry Paul in lane number 2 from Central. Braden Olson, lane number 3, Mattia Valley. And another Mustang in lane 4, Connor Conley. Zach Gable in lane number 5 for Central. Ryan Mulligan, the Wildcat, in lane 6. And Drew Kerr rounds it out. He is from Naperville North. And they are off. And the 100-yard backstroke. For the Fresh Soft level, this is the first heat of 2. And right now it looks like lane 2's Henry Paul just has a slight lead over lane 5's Zach Gable. Gable made a nice transition there. The Red Hawk with that purple cap really starting to reach for it now as he gets ready to start his last 50. Look out though, lane 2 still with Henry Paul as well. So 2 Red Hawks kind of competing for the top spot here, Jack.
Well, for sure, as they start to pull away here from Mattia Valley in lanes 3 and 4. Naperville Central trying to get back into it as Neuqua Valley took some victories before the break here. So Naperville Central definitely wanting to get back into their groove that they had all night long here and establish themselves as victors.
There it is, lane number 5, and Zach Gable will take first. His Red Hawk counterpart unable to catch up to him in lane number 2. And as soon as we get our last competitor to finish, we'll get you those times. And here they are. It is lane number 5, and Zach Gable with the winning time of 103.37 in second with a time of 106.99, just under 107, is Henry Paul. Connor Conley finishes in third, followed by another Mustang, Braden Olson, in fourth. So the Red Hawks are continuing now. I mean, they're starting to dominate kind of on both levels here, Jack.
Well, for sure, both on freshman, sophomore, and JV here tonight. Starting to pull away after the break we've had. Maybe some adjustments were made, but nonetheless, Naperville Central starting to pull away here a little bit from their opponents here in the DVC as we get set for the second heat here of a 100-yard backstroke.
I think the momentum is just all on their side right now here. Here is heat number 2, Fresh Soft, 100-yard backstroke. Block Chen from Wabanzi Valley, followed by another Warrior, Mark Camian, and Sean Bahill as well. So 3 Warriors, 5 total, 3 in the first 3 lanes. Austin Olson from Neuqua Valley in lane 4. Sam Lohman, we saw earlier, dominate. He is from Wabanzi as well. Cameron Consuelo in lane 6, also a Warrior. Anthony Chen from Neuqua, and Patrick Stern from Naperville Central. The only non-Neuqua or Wabanzi swimmer in the pool right now. And of course with the purple cap, just to top things off. Thought I'd mention that. Lane 4 with Austin Olson swimming in it. He has a lead. Now he sort of loses it to Sam Lohman in lane number 5. They are battling back and forth right now. The lead continues to change, making the transition almost at the same time. and staying underwater for almost the exact same time. Lohman definitely with calmer strokes out of the water. Olsen starting to gain just the slightest of reaches for a lead. This one is going to be very close, Jack.
Lohman starting to pull away here, though, it seems as if.
Well, let's check it out. No, it's going to be the Wildcat. He just beats Lohman. Austin Olsen, the sophomore, beats out Sam Lohman, the freshman, to take first. 55.72 the winning time. Just under a second in front of his Warrior counterpart in lane number 5. So Neuqua with a huge event win there for Fresh Soft.
Going back and forth here in both heats. Central winning the first one, but Neuqua Valley winning the second, as we get set to see who took first, second, third, and fourth for both heats.
Looked to be Austin Olsen, as we almost just about ready to give you the awards. Austin Olsen looked to have the best time out of the 2 heats, and he should win this event. So a nice job done for him, and congratulations. And we also have this 20 coming up to you as well. You are checking it all out live here on Neuqua Media on YouTube, neuquatv.org as well. We appreciate your viewership on today's stream. This is the Frosh Soft and JV Boys Swim and Dive DVC meets right here at Neuqua Valley High School in Naperville. Thank you so much for your support. And if you're interested, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to get notified. Here are the awards.
6th place, Loic Chen. Thank you. In 5th place from Neuqua Valley High School, Anthony Chen. In 4th place from Wabansi Valley High School, Cameron Consulo. In 3rd place from Naperville Central High School, Patrick Stern. In 2nd place from Wabansi Valley High School, Sam Lohman. And the winner of the boys 100-yard backstroke for soft level from Neuqua Valley High School, Austin Olsen.
So congrats to Austin on the win. As we get set for the JV 100-yard backstroke, just one heat of this. And here is who we have in the pool. Jaden Coles to lead it off for the Wildcats in lane number 1. Aruf Dunn in lane number 2. Also a Wildcat. Jack Cook in lane number 3 for Naperville North. Luke Droyer in lane number 4. Another Wildcat. So looks to be 4 of them total. Gavin Bickner in lane number 5. First time we have seen him in the pool. Austin Pham, lane number 6. Last Wildcat we'll see. Matthew Scholes in lane number 7. Followed by Maximus O'Malley in lane number 8. Both of them are from Naperville Central. Again, the one and only heat for JV. And they are off. And right away, a huge takeaway. The competitor that you see staying underwater the most is lane number 5's Gavin Bickner from Mesilla Valley. He stayed under there for a long time, and he has just the slightest of leads over Luke Droyer. Makes the transition on the near wall first, and now he tries to gain some speed. Really aggressive strokes.
For sure, Droyer definitely trying to keep up here for Neuqua Valley and get some points on the board here. But Bickner doing all he can to prevent that as he's maintaining a nice and steady pace here over Droyer. But Dwyer trying to pick up his pace here late on.
Here we go, last part of their 25. And Dwyer will fall just short to Bickner. The Mustang will take this event for his JV squad. And the Mustangs on the board finally here tonight. They get a big win, and the two competitors will fist bump each other and congratulate one another on a great race that was.
Well, for sure, definitely a great competitive one nonetheless, as Dwyer battled it out there with Gavin Bickner, but a great win for Mattia Valley, as you mentioned. We'll take first place.
Bickner, the first place time of 1:03.66. No one is able to swim a sub-minute, but 2 seconds just about separate the first and second place finishers. Luke Droyer will come in second for the Wildcats. Gavin Bickner for the Mustangs. He will take home the first place hardware. And once again, in just a few seconds here, we will be getting you the award ceremonies again. These will occur after each event is done on each level, both Frosh-Soft and JV. We will be seeing the first, second, third, and fourth, fifth, and sixth place finishers, I believe, stand on that podium.
Finishes are as follows. In sixth place, from Naperville Central High School, Matthew Scholes. In fifth place, from Neuqua Valley, Dunn. In fourth place, from Neuqua Valley High School, Austin Pham. In third place, from Naperville North High School, Jack Cook. In second place, from Neuqua Valley High School, Luke Dorr. And the winner of the boys 100-yard backstroke, junior varsity level, from Mattia Valley High School, Gavin Bickner.
Big flex in there. Well, congrats, big guy. You just won on the JV level for the 100-yard backstroke. Well done, Gavin Bickner, showing the muscles. We've seen a lot of that today. I think that's the common theme and the best celebration we've seen. We saw Central do it earlier, and now Bickner having some fun with it, and that's what it's all about, just having fun.
Well, for sure, definitely sports, and especially at this level, just having fun, experiencing some great races here tonight, and just overall great competitiveness between each and every DV school here tonight.
100-yard breaststroke. We move into now, first of two heats for Frosh-Soft. Aiden Rousseau for the Warriors in lane number 2. Danny Hall in lane number 3 from the Huskies. Parker Fultz, the Naperville Central Red Hawk, in lane 4. Mitch Hacker, another Husky in the pool, in lane 5. Josh Frey, we've seen him tonight in lane number 6, the Red Hawk. And Henry Rowder rounded out in lane number 7. He is a freshman from Obonzi Valley. Right now, lane number 3 in Danny Hall has a nice lead, but still fairly close. And between him and Parker Fultz, they touch up at almost the exact same time. And here comes Fultz now to take over the lead. These two are going to be battling for that first place spot throughout the conclusion of this race. Fultz, though, hits the wall first, makes the transition, trying to get ahead of the Husky. He will. Oh, look out here for second place. And lane number 5, Mitch Hacker from North, that orange cap. But it's going to be the Red Hawk in lane number 4, Parker Fultz, the freshman. This field was full of freshmen, all 6 of them. And Parker Fultz, the Naperville Central Red Hawk, purple cap and all, will take home first place for this heat. But that was just the first of two. And we are way ahead of schedule here, folks. And you're catching all this action live on Neuqua Media on YouTube. NeuquaTV.org as well.
Now, despite them being freshmen, they've been doing a great job, especially Naperville Central here tonight, of racking on these points for both fresh, soft, and JV here. So, well done for them.
So the 100-yard breaststroke now, the second of two heats for the freshmen and sophomores. Henry Laperna in lane number 1, the Red Hawk to start it off in the pool. Tyler Bresnick in lane number 2. Noah Garrison, lane number 3. He is from Neuqua Valley. Raphael Joseph Reinen in lane number 4 for the Waubonsie Valley Warriors. Another Warrior, Ryan Lee, we saw him earlier tonight win an event. He's in lane number 5. Aiden O'Malley, the Wildcat, in lane number 6. Alec Porch, first time we've seen him tonight. The Husky out of Naperville North in lane number 7. And Yonel Sarasinghe in lane number 8. He is a Wildcat, and we've seen him often throughout the season.
For sure, Sarasinghe, definitely one of the more consistent swimmers here for Neuqua Valley, as he has a plethora of events he's very good at. He's very versatile in terms of his variety in which he swims, the events he swims in, as well as Aiden O'Malley, just to name a few.
Well, Parker Fultz took heat number 1 of the 100-yard breaststroke. Let's see who comes on top here in heat number 2. A good variety of schools. No Mattia to be seen or DeKalb in this one, so 4 of the 6 DVC schools represented in the pool now. And here we go. They will get on the blocks and get set for the second and final heat. The Frosch 100-yard breaststroke, second of 2 heats, and they are off. Good underwaters to start. This pack is pretty tight. If you were to say anyone's in the lead right now, I'd give it to lane number 4's Raphael Joseph Reinen. Does have the best seed time out of anyone in this group of swimmers. It is a 3-way race, though, for first between Garrison, Reinen, and Lee. However, one Wildcat and a pair of Warriors battling it out here. Final 50 now. Here we go. This should be interesting if this 3-way tight race continues down the last 25 here. I will look at that, Jack. They make that turn in unison. Uh-oh. And there goes Noah Garrison falling behind just slightly. Now he's going to have to pick it up. It looks like he will, but that slight little miscue and misstroke might cost him. It might have been Raphael Joseph Reinen. I think he took first. The Warriors might have just gone 1 and 2 there. But that was a 3-way race the whole way. Yeah, it was. Wow, look at that. 103.98 for the first place Reinen compared to second place is Ryan Lee, 104.07. We had 9 milliseconds separating those two.
Well, lanes 3, 4, and 5, you're talking about Garrison, Reinen, and Lee. It appeared that Garrison had fallen back there after some slow underwaters, but nonetheless secured a top 3 finish.
0.09 of a second, I should say, separate the two. And 103.98 to 104.07. 1 and 2, 104.38 for Mr. Noah Garrison in lane 3, the sophomore out of Neuqua. He'll take third. And now the awards for this event after the final cool-down laps. And the top 6 finishers will be brought to you via our poolside public address announcer.
Boys 100 yard breaststroke, cross-off level. There's awards first. In sixth place, Naperville North High School, Tyler Breaststroke. In fifth place, for Naperville Central High School, Henry LaFerna. In fourth place, from Neuqua Valley High School, Aiden O'Malley. In third place, from Neuqua Valley High School, Noah Garrison. In second place, from Wabansie Valley High School, Ryan Lee. And the winner of the boys 100 yard breaststroke cross-off level today, from Wabansie Valley High School, Raphael Joseph Ryman. Congratulations, swimmers.
So just 3 more total events tonight. The 100-yard breaststroke for JV. Then we have the 400-yard freestyle for cross-off. And then finally, we'll have the 400-yard freestyle relay for JV. But let's get into the first of 2 heats here for the 100-yard breaststroke for JV. Just 3 swimmers in the pool total here, and 2 of them are Wildcats, Jack.
Well, for sure, you have Russell Howard and Zach Franzen in lanes 3 and 5, and Nick Simon in lane 4 for Naperville Central as they begin to face off. The 2 schools here, Neuqua Valley and Naperville Central, definitely the story here tonight.
They are off, and right away you can tell that Nick Simon got the best jump of the 3. And a good camera work by our camera operator, Missy Rambasoon, to get the tighter shot of the 3 swimmers. Shout out to her, as well as our director, Gracie Torres, and huge thank you to Ms. Lisa Trout as well, and the entire crew here at Neuqua Media for getting this whole operation running. We definitely appreciate it.
Naperville Central off to a quick lead here in front of the 2 Neuqua Valley swimmers, Russell Howard and Zach Franzen. This would be a huge win here for Nick Simon if he's able to pull it off.
Franzen and Howard still behind Simon, who's got a nice lead heading into the final 25. He's halfway through it already.
Be ready on the backup button. Thank you.
The announcer telling them to be ready on the backup button. Here they come. Nick Simon out of Naperville Central takes first, and behind him is Zach Franzen. And lane 5, the junior out of Neuqua Valley. Here comes Russell Howard to finish it off, the freshman from Neuqua as well.
A huge blow there from Central to Neuqua Valley as he cut off both Neuqua swimmers for a time of 1:13.02. And 6 seconds off from the second place finish.
Nick Simon gets a win for the Red Hawks there. But now we move into heat number 2, where anything can happen. The final heat of the JV 100-yard breaststroke. Owen Matthews to start it off. Lane number 2 for the Wildcats, Jacob Wick. Lane number 3 for the Red Hawks. Lane number 4, Tyson Berg. We've seen him in tonight's meet already. Naperville North. The Husky occupies the 4th lane. Max Dunn, lane number 5, out of Naperville Central. Christopher Zhao and Matt Wincup, 2 Naperville North Huskies. They will take lanes 6 and 7.
A huge opportunity here for Naperville Central with multiple swimmers here for this heat.
They are off. Again, last heat, last race of the breaststroke before we get into our final 2 events, the 400-yard freestyle. Catching it live here on Neuqua Media on YouTube, NeuquaTV.org as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. We greatly appreciate your support. Lane 4, Tyson Berg, the Husky, with a quick lead. They head into the halfway point of the race. Final 50 to go here, and good underwaters from both Berg and Max Dunn out of North and Central. Berg and Dunn. Dunn trying to catch up to Berg here and make this thing interesting. Good underwaters. It didn't look like he was exactly straight with the lane there. Was Dunn. Could have been just my angle. That might have cost him just a little bit, but here comes Berg. Berg. And Dunn. There it is. Tyson Berg, the junior out of Naperville North.
Definitely some of the top two, if not the top two best swimmers here in the DVC, Tyson Berg and Max Dunn. Great competitive matchup there. We just got to see as a second difference, about a second difference there between Dunn and Berg, as Tyson Berg will take the win.
The junior out of Naperville North. He did have the best seed time by far out of this pack, but seed times didn't look like they meant a whole lot of anything, as Dunn's seed time was 1:10, and he demolished it by 6 seconds with a 1:04.28. Tyson Berg did take this event, the 100-yard breaststroke on the JV level. That was the second and final heat of that. But from what we've seen, I think it's almost safe to say that Naperville Central, to me, is the clear favorite in this meet so far. We don't exactly have the points written out here, but we're going to get you those scores in just a moment as we give you the awards.
Top 6 finishers for the boys 100-yard breaststroke junior varsity level. In 6th place, Owen Matthews from Neuqua Valley High School. In 5th place from Naperville North High School, Christopher Zhao. In 4th place from Naperville Central High School, Nick Simon. In 3rd place from Naperville Central High School, Jacob Wick. In 2nd place from Naperville Central High School, Max Dunn. And the winner of the 100-yard breaststroke junior varsity level from Naperville North High School, Tyson Berg.
So there are your winners for the JV 100-yard breaststroke. As we head into our last two events of the day, just one heat in each of them. The 400-yard freestyle relay. And we start with the fresh soft level. Naperville Central takes lane number 1, Waubonsie in lanes 2 and 3 and 4. Neuqua in lane 5, Naperville North in lane number 6. Naperville Central in lane number 7. Again, no DeKalb to be seen in this one.
Event 23, boys 400-yard freestyle.
And from what we're getting here today, Dom, I have the updated results here for JV. At 6, we have DeKalb. At 5th, Mattia. 4th, Naperville North. And for the top 3, Naperville Central coming in at 3rd.
Oh my.
Neuqua Valley at number 2. And Waubonsie at 289 points in 1st place.
Any update on what Neuqua's going to have to do to win this one?
Well, Waubonsie's up 289 points here, but Neuqua Valley still has 277 points, and Naperville Central seems to be out of it as they have 185 points. So it looks like it's going to be a war of 204 here tonight.
So this is the fresh soft level now in the pool. Again, the one and only heat, and here comes lane number 4 with the Waubonsee Valley Warriors in the lead over the Wildcats in lane number 5. 3 Waubonsee quartets occupying lanes 2, 3, and 4. Still Waubonsee's lane 4, however, in first place. Keith Hambinen, the sophomore, in first, and here they come. The final transition is getting set on the other side. Here comes Keith Hambinen for the Warriors. He is really helping that lead out. But behind them is Alex Parkinson, Ryan Emmons, Jonathan Ministo, and Connor Nelson in lane number 5 for the Wildcats. Here they go, final transition. Raphael Joseph Reinen, the freshman, takes the pool, and he is storming through the competition right now. Still has a very nice lead. Going to be close for second between Waubonsee's lane 3 and Neuqua Valley's lane 1. Connor Nelson and Sean Ball going to fight it out here for second. As we head in to the last 50. They are really going to have to push here.
Neuqua Valley holding on to a second place lead here so far.
Last 50 for Keith Cannon making the transition. Here comes Raphael Joseph Reinen. Excuse me, I had my distances wrong. He makes the turn now, getting ready to finish his first 50, halfway through the last 25 of that. You hear a lot of noise coming from the pool. The excitement is real. Transitions being made. A lot of screaming. A lot of encouragement. The Wildcats and Warriors battling it out for second right now. Connor Nelson going up against Sean Ball. Both of them from opposite rival schools. One a sophomore, one a freshman. Here comes Reinen to finish it off for the Warriors, and they will take second as well.
And that should seal the deal there for Waubonsee Valley, as they most likely will hold on to a win here at the freshman-sophomore level.
Huge first and second place finishes there for the Warriors. Reinen and Ball did a phenomenal job at anchoring their squad of 4 in their lanes. And yeah, like you said, Jack, I think that really does it to me. The Warriors have been overpowering the competition tonight, and we thought it was Central at first, but the points were in favor of Waubonsee Valley.
Well, Dom, listen to this. What I had reported earlier was just fresh and soft, so that is separate from JV. Now, reading to you the JV rankings, we have Matia in 4th with 117 points, Naperville North with 134 in 3rd place. In 2nd place, we have Naperville Central with 274, and that leaves Neuqua Valley at 1st place with 326 points here tonight. So Neuqua Valley is definitely in the lead here for the JV DVC title here. Let's see if they're able to hold on in the last event here. Event 24, 400-yard freestyle for JV. And this will be the last event here tonight.
24th and final event, the 400-yard freestyle relay for JV. And we are way ahead of schedule, folks, so we appreciate you tuning in as well here on Neuqua Media on YouTube, NeuquaTV.org as well. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. And here are your awards.
come on over to the table to receive your ribbons. And in fourth place, from Wabansie Valley High School, the C relay, come on over and receive your ribbons. And now the top three relays of the boys 400-yard freestyle frost off. In third place, from Neuqua Valley High School, the A relay. In second place, from Wabansie Valley High School, the B relay. And our champions, the 400 free freestyle relay frost-off level from Wabansie Valley High School, the A relay. Congratulations, gentlemen. Great swimming there.
And now we move into the first and only heat of the JV's 100-yard freestyle relay. The final race of the night. This should be a good one. If it's anything like the previous race we just witnessed with all the excitement and drama coming up at the end, then this JV race should definitely be exciting as well. You see Neuqua Valley not once, not twice, not three times, Jack, 4 times in this one. You see Mattia twice, and you also see Naperville Central in that 4 lane. So definitely look out for them. They could be a threat. And they look to have easily the best seed time of anyone.
Now, if Neuqua Valley at least secures top 2 finishes, they should wrap it up here tonight and secure the victory from the information we have given to us.
Let's see if Neuqua, though, although they are way down in the seeding times, let's see if they can pull it off and win this one. Yeah, that Red Hawks A squad is definitely looking good. 3:18.65 their seed time, clearly the best of the pack. The next best behind them is 3:40, so that's more than 20 seconds better than Neuqua's A team. But let's see if Neuqua's A team can surprise us here. They've got Anthony Chen, Andrew Schmidt, Ian Almba, who is an animal out there, if you want my opinion. He is aggressive, fast, and not afraid to really turn on the jets whenever he feels like it. And then you also got Austin Olson, a sophomore out there who I believe won the 100-yard backstroke for the Wildcats earlier. But here we go. This is it. Final race of the night, the 400-yard freestyle.
Here comes Connor Conley from lane 1 for the Mustangs. Doing pretty well.
Well, Parker Monomer got the lead early for the Mustangs. They still have it right now. They're going to battle it out now with lane number 5. Neuqua Valley squad.
But the Red Hawks seed time doesn't seem to be doing them any justice here, as they're struggling to get people in frame.
Yeah, their seed time definitely did not add up to what we're seeing in the pool right now, because it's the Mustangs right now in lane 3. I believe it's Braden Olson out in the pool right now, and the Wildcats in lane 5 and 6 with Andrew Schmidt and Luke Droyer right on his tail. Here's Schmidt now trying to take that lead. Looks like he just overtakes it now, but Droyer looks to be falling behind the 2 slightly. He still has a solid spot in 3rd right now. That'll help the Wildcats as well. As long as Central does not finish high in this, the Wildcats should secure this JV level win. There's the transition now. Last 50 here for the third swimmer for the Wildcats, Ian Almba. The Wildcats are really getting this lead now. That seed time did not add up at all with what we're seeing in the pool with the Redhawks. My goodness.
Definitely some struggles here for the Redhawks in this last freestyle for JV. Just unable to string anything together, as it's all Neuqua Valley here tonight.
Well, Austin Olson, look at him fly. Lane number 5, the anchor man for the Wildcats. They're about to lap the Redhawks in lane number 4. They're just making their last transition, and Austin Olson is already on his last 50. There he goes. The Wildcats, if this stands,
He's picking it up.
look at him. This stand, and it should. The Wildcats will come away with the JV DVC Boys Swim and Dive Meet victory here on their own turf. And that's going to do it. The Wildcats have defeated the Naperville Central Redhawks. The JV boys able to outlast Naperville Central, and they take the W on the JV side of things. And Jack, I believe you have some final scores on the fresh soft level as well.
And that I do, Dom. So here are the final scores. For the DeKalb Sycamore Co-op team, they're 6th place with only 5 points. Metea Valley in 5th place with 67. Naperville North finishing with 100 points on the dot in 4th. And top 3, Naperville Central finishes 185 points in 3rd place. Neuqua Valley in 2nd place with 277. And Waubonsie Valley with 289 points in 1st place. Such a close game, or meet, excuse me, for the fresh soft meet here tonight. I believe if Neuqua Valley would have won 1st place in that last 400 freestyle, they indeed would have beaten the Warriors, but that we are not sure of just 100%.
Well, we will get you your final award winners of the night, the top 6 relay squads. I believe since there were only 7 in this race, I believe they will only do either the top 5 or 4.
You need to hang around and help us get the touch pads out of the pool and take everything down. Mats put away. Just a reminder, teams 4, 5, and 6, meet over here at the scores table to receive your ribbons. In 6th place tonight, the boys 400-yard freestyle relay, junior varsity level, Metea Valley. Metea Valley. Here we go. In 5th place, Neuqua Valley C relay. In 5th place, Neuqua Valley C relay. And in 4th place, Naperville Central A relay. Top 3 teams, if you'll report to your starting blocks as announced. In 3rd place, Neuqua Valley B relay. Neuqua Valley B. In 2nd place, Metea Valley A relay. And in 1st place, Neuqua Valley A relay. Congratulations, gentlemen.
They're all up there on the podium.
Yeah, okay. Are they flexing towards
Well,
our cameras?
I don't know if I got the deal or the memo or
Was it flex night tonight, Jack?
I'm not sure, man, but I mean.
Well, that should do it for our broadcast as well. Thank you so much for tuning in. We want to give a huge special thank you to our camera operator, Missy Ramasoon, our director, Gracie Torres, and as well as a huge special thank you to Miss Lisa Trout for making this whole operation run smoothly. He's been Jack Ashby. I've been Dominic Liacani. Thank you so much for tuning in to this boys frosh and soft, as well as JV boys swim and dive DVC meet. And Neuqua Valley comes on top on the JV side of things, and Central will come on top on the fresh soft level. Hey, tomorrow, make sure you tune. Excuse me. Well, Bonzi comes on top on the fresh soft level. We got those mixed up earlier. But hey, tomorrow, make sure you tune in, 10 o'clock sharp in the morning. We will have varsity. It'll be about a 3-hour coverage of the varsity DVC meet right here on Neuqua Media in the Neuqua Valley Aquatic Center. So again, for our entire crew at Neuqua Media, again, alongside my partner Jack Ashby, I've been Dominic Liacani saying so long, folks. Thank you so much, and have yourselves a fantastic rest of your evening.